What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? I'm just gonna give us at least some 2 minutes and see if people will join, and then we can start the show as immediately as possible. So 2 minutes for you guys to join, and I hope you will be able to join because this was kind of impromptu. We didn't plan it on time. It's one of those lives that you decide, I just want to go live and see who we have here. So I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to join as I read your comments. Some of your comments are very interesting here. And guys, we usually do read your comments like one by one. Some we cannot be able to reply or to respond to, but we do give ourselves time to read. So I'm just doing that now and replying to some as I wait for more people to join. Hope at least 10 of you to join, at least 10. And then we can start the conversation. Let me just share some of these comments. So there's this video that we recently uploaded of Malema with the title, South Africans must vote for Julius Malema in 2024. So there's a guy here saying he's got the votes in. The diaspora overseas votes for president of Africa already without any apology. I wish, and in fact, actually, I wish we could be voting as Africa, but unfortunately, it's South Africans to decide. Malema, for me, is a great guy. I don't know what you guys think about him. And he seems like a guy who's very straightforward, who knows what he wants, who wants to protect the interests of Africa, honestly. I don't know why South Africans think or feel like, nah, this is not the guy for us. But if it was up to Africa, definitely this guy would be president by now. Yeah. Okay, this one says, vote for a clown, a project of Robin Renwick. I don't know. So, all right. And then this one says, he's mostly concerned about foreigners than South Africans. So how can I vote for Julius Malema? This is a South African who seems not to be liking the idea that Malema is pushing the agenda for foreigners and all of that. So for him, it's like, nah, I cannot have you as my president. And there was somebody saying, maybe you can have him as your president. Take him. You don't want him in South Africa. Guys, what is wrong with Malema? He seems like a good guy to us. So, all right, this one says, I'm still waiting for more of you to join. Hopefully, at least 10 of you to join. But in the meantime, I'm just going through your comments and trying to react on them on this live. So this one says, South Africa will definitely end up looking like Zimbabwe if Malema becomes president. What does he mean? Probably he's talking about the land issue, where Robert Mugabe was very particular on the land, bring back our land. And I honestly, I still believe that Black South Africans deserve to take back their land. They can then decide to sell it to the white minority at a price that they desire. So for you to say South Africa will end up being like Zimbabwe just because maybe you feel like Malema will take back the land from the white minority, or I don't know why. But Malema to me seems like a good guy. So for those who are joining, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm just going through your comments in some of these videos and commenting on this live. All right, we are on the Malema video where it says South Africans must vote for Julius Malema in 2024. So someone here says, Juju is William Ruto's twin brother. Mark this text. He's a populist, and when he gets to power, what South Africans had envisaged is not what will be revealed to them. Hi, child God, blessings from Philadelphia seas. Renee Black, how you sis? I always see you on our videos. I'm sure you're the first one to comment on all of them. Nice to see you on this live. Welcome. Thank you so much for the support. You are our day one, actually. You've been here since day one. In fact, I feel like I know you. In any video that we upload, I know Renee is going to be here. So thank you so much, sis. All right, so I'm just going through some of your comments here. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, it says, if you pay attention here and listen very closely, you should be able to notice that Malema isn't really saying anything of substance. Well, it's really scary that most South Africans see this man as their ray of last hope. South Africa was once a home of great men and women, the likes of Steve Biko, Nelson Mandela, and Winnie Mandela. It's sad to see how since then, the caliber and quality of leadership in South Africa has dwindled tremendously. I will be watching just as spectacular from afar. This one seems like he knows a lot about Malema. Malema is too idealistic. All right, that's Chal. I hope I'm pronouncing your name well. Gude or Gode? Please correct me. All right, and then this one has a lot of replies. Malema will never rule South Africa. The answer is simple. He's a celebrity more than a revolutionalist, and your party is your business rather than political party. All right. We'll never vote for a man that's racist like Malema and thinks more about foreigners than his own country. Racist in terms of him standing up to white people, or what do you mean? It does not really it does not really answer. Yes. Okay, questions. All right. Let's go to another video. I think I've done a lot of Malema. So we have 5 people on the live already. Thank you for joining, guys. Good evening. Sorry, but the land belonged to the Khoisan people, not to the Black, specifically in Cape Town. But the Khoisan, I wish you can educate me more. I know that the Khoisan are just a minority, mostly from Botswana and all of these other areas in Southern Africa. So if you are saying it belongs to the Khoisan, do you mean that all of the land in South Africa is for the Khoisan, or what do you mean? Julius Malema is the alarm clock that they can't shut off. He's going to keep ringing. This one is, he's going to keep ringing. Definitely, this man doesn't keep quiet. Africa belongs to Africa, period. So when Malema has an opinion on something, trust me, he will say it out loud. You will not shut him up. Recently, he was in Kenya and he just, he was spitting fire. Imagine being invited to somebody's country and you are just talking everything negative about the president of that country. That's the kind of leader that Malema is. So, all right, let's go to another video. Kenyan President Ruto shocks the world after changing his mind. Just a minute. After changing his mind about Palestine. He says Palestine deserves to be free. So there's a comment here that says his double standard not true in him. Okay, maybe you wanted to say not truth in him. All right. The know-it-all president. The know-it-all president comments on all issues. Oh, President Ruto. All right, this one says a man has to change his mind. It takes guts to do that. I salute him. Shame. Don't be too hard on him. Being a president is no child's play. What do you guys think about President Ruto commenting on everything that comes his way? I think he needs to take a back seat sometimes, watching from Nairobi. All right, I think he needs to take a back seat and, sometimes you don't need to comment on everything that comes your way. It's not everything that requires your comment, really. So, hey, President Ruto, for me, sometimes it's red card. Sometimes he just deserves a red card because some of these things that he says and then he realizes, no, I shouldn't have said that. It's embarrassing. All right, this one says, Ruto speaks what people want to hear. He likes to impress people wherever he goes. He uses lies and double speech. Knows very well Palestinians and Muslims. Since he wants to do oil business, he must support Free Palestine. But tomorrow, take him to Israel. Definitely, he will say he supports Israel. So, guys, don't take anything seriously spoken by Ruto. Yeah, at this point, I think it's going to spoil his image. We have a video that we just recently uploaded on Malema saying that he's a fake Pan-Africanist. He shouldn't. Why is he pretending to be Pan-Africanist when we have seen his true colors? So I think the more he talks, the more people are like, who is this man you are dealing with? We thought you are this, but it seems you are that. All right. You're not the Ruto you were before election. Okay. Leadership is we need and tell the people the truth and we'll set you free. Well, we Africans know what occupation is for Ruto. He is an African and he knows the problem of occupation and colonialization. Viva Ruto. So this one seems to support President Ruto. All right, let's move on to another video. Guys, we have 4 of you watching here, and thank you so much for joining the live. I want to do one last one. Oh, there's this video of Africa reacts to G7 launch of 600 billion railway to compete with China in Africa's mineral belts. Yeah, this one brought a lot of. All right, this one says, it is a bloody death trap. The writings are clear as daylight to see. Talk about trap, loans and investments. This is it right here. When will Africa learn that the entire collective West does not care about Africa? If China hadn't come to help Africa in the way they have been doing, the West would never do so. And even if they came up with this project, it would still continue their pillage and raping of African resources and nothing to do with developing the African man. I think this guy is reiterating what we had said, honestly, because these guys never cared about us. They don't care about us. And then they are coming now because China has started to show interest in Africa and is doing something for Africa, well, with Africa, because it's a partnership. So them now coming in to pretend they want to help Africa, and we know for sure that they are here for our minerals. And the only reason they are building their road in these countries is because of the minerals. And it's so clear that because they are building roads, a road network, rail network to connect wherever there's minerals. So this is not hidden agenda. So, wow, okay, harsh criticism should not make someone so mad to revoke visas and threats of not apologizing. Yeah, I mean, those are the kind of leaders that we have. So, guys, I have 45 more minutes for this live. Let me get straight to it. Let's get straight to the live. Sorry, just a minute. Aha. So, guys, today's live, we're honestly talking about us as Africans, us as Black people. And I'm glad to see you, Renee, because I know you are in the US, watching us from the US. So the reason I wanted to join this live or to create this live today is honestly to just connect and know who is here. I've been seeing you in the comments, and it's good to always interact with people who always watch you. And it's sometimes, I think it's good even to know each other. So today's live was mainly for us to brainstorm on what is happening to us as the African Black people. I think the videos that we've been doing as African Buzz over the past few weeks just tell that we are so mad about this situation that we find ourselves in as Africans, situations where we are put in by our leaders. I'm so used to seeing the two of you. Yeah, and we're so used to seeing you two on the comment section, Renee. All right, so we are so mad because some of these things are so, for us, it's just simple to come up with solutions for the problems that Africa has. But then when you look at our leaders, it seems like they are driving away from the solution. Anytime you hear somebody speak, they will speak as if tomorrow they'll wake up and do something so good, so great for the continent. And you feel like, wow, this is the kind of leader that, Africa needs. But when you look at what they are doing on the ground, it's totally the opposite of what they were maybe saying in some conference somewhere, maybe in the UN, I don't know where. So it really saddens us to see us suffering when we have the solutions as Africans, when we have leaders who are supposed to be pioneering some of these solutions for us to make a way for Africa and for Africans. when I see or when I read about Africans crossing the Mediterranean, like daily, guys, it's an everyday thing. You see people crossing, going to seek greener pastures. I don't know who told them it's greener in Europe and in the US. And then you see some of these people dying with small babies, and then you ask yourself, my goodness, couldn't this person do something in their country? How can we help this brother or this sister to say, nah, I would rather hustle in my country and make ends meet? Because we know it's rough everywhere, even in the US or in Europe where these people are going to. It's not like once you arrive there, everything is just, the carpet just rolls for you. No, you still need to hustle. You still need to go through a lot. Some don't even make it. We've seen a lot of people sleeping in streets abroad, Africans who escape their homelands thinking that they'll make it abroad. So it saddens us, honestly, to see that we are Africans, we have solutions to our problems, but we are not able to execute them. So I don't know, guys, if maybe you have better solutions that maybe we can brainstorm on and think about. And I don't know how far we can take this, because somebody was saying too much talk, just lip service. You guys are talking too much. Sometimes the talking motivates somebody to do something. We might be the talkers, but there's somebody out there who will be listening to us and saying, by the way, I could start this business to help this community in this area. So if you see us talking, don't criticize us so much. It might be helping somebody think about doing something positive for their community. So, yeah, when we see some of these things happening, we can't help but talk about it. And it angers us, it saddens us to see it continuing to happen. So, as recently watching PLO Lumumba, he was talking about how colonialization ended, but it never left. How the colonizer left, but never left in Africa. So what this means is that we were colonized. The colonizers left when they claimed to give us independence, but this didn't mean that they have literally left, because we are seeing all of these attachments that are still on the continent, especially Francophone countries. Those guys are suffering. When you see some of these policies, some of these agreements that they had to sign with France, continued colonialization, even after they thought that they've gotten independence, it's just sad to see it happening, and our leaders are okay with it. I don't know if they're okay with it or there's nothing they can do about it, because you find yourself in such a situation and can't get out unless you relinquish your position, really. So when he says the colonizer left but never left, it's so true, because when you look at us as Africans, we were ripped off our culture, ripped off our history, ripped off our languages. There's nothing. We were left with zero. When they introduced their own cultures and people think this culture and language thing is minor, but it's such a big thing, because when you look at China, they had the Cultural Revolution, where they brought back their language and brought back so much of their lost values back into their system. And that's the reason you're seeing China the superpower that it is right now, because those people were like, we are bringing back what we lost. We are bringing back our dignity as Chinese. And the reason today they are where they are. Africans, on the continent, when you see a young kid being brought up in the Western way, and you feel like, oh my goodness, why is this parent ripping off the dignity and the identity of this child? Because once you lose your dignity, trust me, you're not going anywhere. Us holding on to their traditions are only hurting us. We need to find ourselves again. That's the biggest step. I feel like the first step that we need to take as Africans is to find who we are, understand who we are. And by us sharing all of these things that are happening, the history, the small information that you are getting from all different YouTube channels about African history, African problems, challenges, solutions, that is to tell you, or that is to educate you about who you are, or who you are coming from, who your ancestors are, and how these people worked hard or fought hard to bring us to where we are today. We couldn't have been here if our ancestors didn't fight. So us rubbing off their history, or some of us don't even care. I mean, some people just say, why should I care about my ancestors? And religion now plays a big role, because with religion, you feel like ancestors are demonic. I can't associate myself with dead people. When you are associating with yourself with dead people already, because the Bible has a lot of dead people also. Christianity has a lot of dead people that we are associating with. Your David, your Solomons, and all of these people are dead. So where's the contradiction there? And then that's where you see that we have a long way to go as Africa, because some people are honestly so blinded that you cannot remove them from their beliefs and from what they feel like is the right way, because that's what the colonizer rubbed into their heads, their minds. Their parents also helped them to rub it even inner and more. So it becomes something that this person is brought up with. It just becomes embedded in their system. And then if you don't understand who you are, I feel like there's no way you can go, because you try to do something. When you get a challenge, you don't understand, why am I facing this challenge? But if you had understood who you were, you would now relate your challenges to maybe your past, and then ask for or look for solutions of what your people did when they faced such and such challenges. And then there's the issue of the division. It's not only borders that were divided. In Africa, we were divided as a people. When Malema says Africans don't know themselves, we know ourselves through the eyes of our oppressor, through the eyes of our colonizer, because we see a lot of media, Western media in Africa. They have their offices, like big offices in East Africa, Southern Africa. You see BBCs, your CNN, big offices. You wonder, what are you guys doing here? So when they come here, when they came here, they did not only divide the borders, they also divided the people. Some people in Tanzania and in Kenya, for example, are very much related, close to the borders, very much related. The same tribe, you find it's Maasai. They don't know each other. Those are people who were divided. One is in Kenya, one is in Tanzania. They don't associate themselves to each other because the division brought that difference. And some don't even know that they are even blood related because of that. So you find that there's a lot of hatred because of the propaganda that we're getting from the media, and then them having been able to divide us. It's so easy, very much easy to say, no, I don't know them, I can't associate myself with them. In Southern Africa, we have a lot of surnames that are very, very similar to each other. And when you trace the history of these surnames, you find that your forefathers actually left, say, for example, South Africa and went to Zimbabwe. And then from Zimbabwe, they went to Lesotho, for example. So, and then you see a South African hating a Zimbabwean who shares the same surname with them. They don't even want to understand that this is the same people who were relocating as these things were happening, the colonialization and all of these wars were happening. And you just don't want to associate yourself with them because they are Zimbabwean. It saddens me, honestly. So that's another thing that they were able to do to us: divide and rule, divide, hate, propaganda. Nigerians have a bad image, I think, in the whole of Africa. People will not associate with Nigerians just because they are Nigerian. They don't even want to know what kind of business they are doing. You are Nigerian? Nah, I don't want to associate with you. And it's so bad because, Renee, I don't know if you have you've ever been to Africa, and if maybe you are interested in coming to Africa. If you are, could you kindly let me know maybe what country you are looking into visiting, maybe for the first time, if you were to visit Africa? Because for me, the division also saddens me, because we have friends in the US who always ask us, so which country can I consider as my first country to visit in Africa? So for this person to ask this question, it's because there's a lot that they've heard about maybe Ghana, Botswana, or whatever. So they are trying to weigh now, based on your opinion as somebody who's on the motherland. They're trying to see, okay, my sister has said Ghana is fine, so let me maybe listen to other people. What are they saying about this continent? And then the media now comes in and blogs. I was thinking of Malawi. If I did come, Malawi, that's the first. I've never heard somebody unless you know somebody from Malawi. But why Malawi? I've never, honestly, and Malawi is such a beautiful country with beautiful people, but I've never heard anybody say they'd love to visit Malawi. So you see things like that. And for you, Renee, to say Malawi, it means that you have a good picture of the continent, because most people would just say Ghana because that's what they are seeing on the media. That's where maybe YouTubers are coming from. And then you have seen the excuse me, the initiative that the president of Ghana had done and bringing back our brothers and sisters in the diaspora to Ghana. So most people decided Ghana. But Malawi, that's a first. And wow, that's nice. All right. It's beautiful. Okay. Okay. And I can also teach you Chichewa if you're interested. You should let me know. I can teach you Chichewa. So that when you get there, you can speak some little bit of the local language. It's good to know the local languages and to familiarize yourself, with the culture. And language is part of culture. So as I was saying, our brothers and sisters in the diaspora often find themselves having to weigh the option, which one is better, and better being, okay, in terms of infrastructure, and then beauty. Now, Renee is saying beauty, maybe you've seen it from YouTube, from pictures of people who've been there, but very interesting. All right, very interested. Sure, we'll talk. So that's the kind of sadness that comes when you think about this division that these people have done to this motherland, to us as a people, and now us as the I call myself the older generation. Older generation with kids, we are now also teaching our kids their culture, teaching our kids their languages, letting them, even these cartoons that our children watch, we need to be very careful with the kind of content that they are consuming, because some of this content is meant to brainwash our kids at a very young age. And in schools, they are also bringing in curriculums that are brainwashing our kids. So it's just so sad to see that Africa lost its systems of education. In Africa, we used to have systems of education. There was an age group that there were what do you call structures? Let me call them structures. So at this age, you could be you'd be brought up by your mom. So if it's a girl, it's brought up by their mom until such and such an age. Or if it's a boy, sorry, it's brought up by their mom until 5 years or something. And then from there, they are initiated into a stage where now they are removed from the mother to the father. The father is the one that is now teaching the kids some skills, important life skills. And then from such and such an age, they become a young adult. So there's circumcision for those who circumcise, and stages of growth, of learning, of being groomed into being a great leader in society. Even looking at with the interest of this kid, if maybe they could be a great hunter or maybe a medicine man, the father would see, oh, this kid seems to be interested in medicine. Maybe I can take him to a sangoma, what we call sangomas in Southern Africa. And then maybe they can learn a skill. They can go and learn about trees, what kind of tree cures this kind of disease. And so we had our own systems where kids could be doctors, what we call sangomas in the South. Sangoma, and then they'll be taken to, if maybe they're into farming, the father would teach them how to farm, trade. Yes, I believe everyone should learn a trade. Even trading, there were markets where kids were taken by their parents to the market, being taught skills, trading and negotiating and bargaining skills by their parents or their fathers. So Africa always had systems. And then when these people came to distort our way of life, it became so difficult to bring back some of these systems, because they said they are primitive. Our houses were primitive. Our way of life was primitive. Our dress code was primitive. So rubbing everything out, ripping everything up, to me, it feels like they just ripped us naked and left us to be laughed at by the whole world. Because right now we have zero skills. Yes, and skills working with their hands, exactly. So you'd find that a kid would be taken to their grandmother to be shown how to sew clothes and, knitting dresses and all of those things. And that's how the society was. And it was when they say Africa, when they say that a kid is brought up by by the whole community in Africa. It's true. This is something that used to happen, but nowadays, I swear I cannot even I cannot even tell my neighbor's kid that no, you're not that's not right. Don't do that. Or I can't correct them because nowadays our culture, our values, gone. So in the villages, yes, you can still see some of these things, but it's still so difficult to see an African community living as genuinely as and as purely as an African community because everything was ripped off. Some of these tribes don't even know what kind of things that their tribe used to do in the past. Their languages are even gone right now because most people are starting to embrace Western languages. They don't want anything to do with their own languages. So we have lost a lot. Enrico, excuse me, Enrico Fisher says, are there, sorry, this is apprehension asking at Enrico. Are the Khoisan not black people? Now you want to divide Africans among themselves. No African is a foreigner in Africa. The invaders know themselves. Exactly. So, I mean, Khoisans are black people like everybody. And when you say the land belongs to the Khoisan, the land belongs to all of us. I feel like every black person has a right to own land in their own, what we call countries right now. Khoisans, they have their own, they have their own places where they can be found, where they still own their land. But this doesn't mean that they cannot be able to move around and, acquire land anywhere else they want to acquire land. It's Africa, it's our home. Malema says, I don't want to be welcomed in Kenya as if I'm a foreigner. Kenya is like Johannesburg to me. Nairobi is like Johannesburg to me. Don't welcome me like I'm a foreigner in my own continent. So when I am in Kenya, I also want to feel like I'm still in my motherland. The removal of borders, for me, some people are saying, this removal of borders, of visas and opening of borders is not good for the continent to bring in a lot of illegal migrants and a lot of problems for countries. I think we have opinions for different things, honestly, for everything as people. But for me, this is a big step to saying, Africa, we are one. Africa, when I go to South Africa, I don't want a South African to look at me like I am not welcomed in their country. I don't even know who told them it's their country. It's our land. We have a right to be any way we want to be. It's our continent. Renee, when you're in the US, it's easy to move from state to state, right? Nobody asks you what state are you coming from, or why are you here, or what brings you to this state. I believe that the US is open to its people moving around. Why can't we have an Africa as the US? As it's open, it's you can just move and go to any place that. And as Malema, Malema says that it doesn't mean that us opening borders now people from Nigeria will flock to South Africa, or all South Africans will now go to Nigeria. Who's interested in staying in a country that is not theirs? I mean, we only just want to go and do business, to visit and see what is happening. Sometimes you just want to see. We just want to go. I can go to every state if I want. So you see, Renee says she can go to any state. Why is it difficult for us as Africans to go to our own different countries? And it's so expensive to travel within Africa. It's so damn expensive. You don't even think about it. So even if they open the borders, it's not like everybody will now go to Nigeria or to Burkina Faso. No, only people who can afford. It's very expensive, and sometimes you're like, it's not worth it. I cannot waste my money on a plane ticket, and I'm not even acquired accommodation. I don't even know what I'm going to eat when I get there. So even if they open the borders, it's only a few selected individuals that will be able to visit and to access some of these countries. So sometimes we complain about things we don't understand, things that are really a non-issue. Honestly, opening of borders, it's just to say, well, if you're able to come, just come. If you're not able to come, just know that you are welcome. Anytime you feel like you can come, know that Rwanda is your home, know that Kenya is your home, know that whichever. Angola says, Angola opened for only a few countries. I don't know why. Some states I don't want to see. Exactly. It's like this thing, even for me, some countries in Africa, I wouldn't be interested in going there. So by us opening our borders doesn't mean that everybody will be coming in and out. No, I'm not interested in a specific country, for example. Why would I go there? Just because now they have removed their borders. So some things are just a non-issue, honestly. All right, I've gone for 35 minutes, guys. I think I'm going to end the live here for today. I'm glad I've seen all of you, and it's been nice to interact with, some of you, well, 3 of you. And yeah, I don't know how often I'll be doing this, maybe once a week or once a month, depending on the mood, honestly. But thank you so much for the support, guys. You have really helped us grow this channel. In just a matter of 2 months, we've been able to achieve like 2,500 subscribers. So thank you so much. Africans shouldn't need safe zones in Africa. Everybody should feel welcome as long as they come in peace. Exactly. Exactly. But some of our people feel like, nah. Don't open the borders. It's not safe. I don't know what they mean about not safe. When you open borders, you put systems in place. If it's checking, if it's luggage, if it's drugs, you have all of these things in place to say, nah, you can't come with your rubbish here. Will be just know that it's open, yes, but there's so much the strict rules for entry and all of these things. Hi, this is Africa. Oh my goodness, you're joining just when I'm about to end the live. How are you, KBM? It's been a while. Yeah, so guys, as I was saying, thank you so much for the love and for the support. I have never seen such a supportive community as you guys. The comments, like, honestly, you just motivate us to keep sharing. Yes, I just got there. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Please, I think I'm going to schedule another live in due course so that you guys can be able to know, because this one was just let me go live, and it just came in on the live. I'm so sorry. It was short notice and it was just abrupt. So yeah, as I was saying, thank you so much for the love, for the support. Wow, please continue to subscribe, please continue to like our videos, continue to share. You guys are sharing our videos, something that please follow the rules always. That makes all the difference in the world. Moving to Africa, please follow the rules always. That makes all the difference in the world. Yeah, if people are to follow the rules, the world is going to be a better place. So guys, this is Africa. I'm so sorry, I have to end this live right now. But we're gonna have another live, the 2 of us. This one was just for me to say hi. I just missed seeing you guys on a live stream, and I'm just glad that at least some of you were able to join. And thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for your love, for the support, for the comments, the negative ones, the positive ones. They help us grow. Some of you guys are even enlightening us on issues that maybe we had not seen, or maybe we had not even understood better, but your comments show us that there's another view too. No wahala, kwaheri pia. And there was another side that maybe we didn't think about. So thank you so much. Please continue commenting, continue liking and sharing the videos. We appreciate each and every one of you. Even if it's a negative comment, just write it. Don't feel bad about it. Continue to write it, because it helps us improve. Positive criticism, negative criticism, whatever it is, give it to us. We are ready. All right, guys, I'll see you in our next live stream, hopefully someday very soon, probably on a weekend when everybody is relaxed and at home. Thank you, guys. I have to end this live stream right now. I'll see you in our next video, which shall be up tomorrow. Bye.